Hey guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Adventures of Lolo 3. Today we're going to continue on with level 10 and probably make it through level 11. And then we'll stop there probably, and then we'll take care of the goals this time. Yeah, the goals are going to be this level 10's main boss. As you can see, there's two of them really in the roadway. This one actually is the first level where you have to start thinking about, how you're going to solve it. And there's actually a couple ways to solve this. This is one of the ways. I find this is probably the easiest one and the most safest way to get the block across. The main thing though is to get one of the 3 blocks across to the goal so you can block it, because you don't get any shots in this stage, that stage, and you don't get any extra help, so you got to use the blocks to your advantage. Okay, so now we're on 10-2, which actually is not that difficult of a stage. There's only really one stage in this entire level that actually is kind of difficult, and that one actually is let's see, I'm trying to remember which level it was. I think it was the last one. I believe it was 5. There's a specific way that you have to do 5 in order to get it done correctly, in order to complete it. So as long as you do that, you should be fine. Okay, so now I'm going to use this block to protect the treasure box. Should probably have left that treasure box heart right there. Okay, shoot this. Trying to think of where exactly I'm supposed to shoot everything. I think I'm gonna shoot this to the right of this Medusa. Shoot this goal down to this Medusa. And I'm gonna use the final block here. And I'm gonna protect the heart that's at the very top. That's the last one we have to actually get. So pretty much there's not really that much more to worry about. Just gotta watch out, make sure not to get shot by any of these goals. Okay, good. Alright, had an extra shot there. We didn't really need that extra, goal. Oh yeah, this stage. This one also is kind of like, you gotta do it in a certain order to actually get this correct. Let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly how I'm supposed to do this one. I think I'm supposed to shoot this first, because I have to get 2 shots. And we're going to push this up. Okay, now we need to get rid of this goal. Use this block here to block the Medusa, to block below the Medusa, I should say. Or the one on the right. Because we're actually going to need some more help. And do I go this way? I'm trying to remember exactly. Ah, jeez. I think I forgot something. Yeah. I think I have to move that emerald framer all the way down. I mean, the second emerald framer has to move first before it actually can do anything. So, before I can do any of that. So, yeah, a little bit out of order. So that's why I had to start over. Alright, so let's go this way. Come around. Let's use this to block the Medusa on the right, just like I did before. And now what I'm supposed to do is unblock this. Okay, grab that block. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to put this. You can put it on the left, you can put it on the right. It actually doesn't really matter so much. I'm going to put it on the left. But be really careful, make sure not to get shot by the Medusa. Hopefully I didn't screw this up. Hopefully I didn't screw it up. You just never know. Push this. Gotta go all the way around. Actually, I probably should have pushed it to the left. That would have been the smarter place to go put it. Okay. Yeah, because the heart is gonna be in the way. I mean, that goal is gonna be in the way. I probably didn't do this right, but I think you can still do it. It's gonna be much more annoying because this goal's there. Just shoot him quickly and then get him out of the way. Alright, good. Okay, 10-3 is finished. Now we're moving on to 10-4. 10-4 is actually not that difficult either. There's a specific trick. You have to shoot through an arrow to get the solution to this problem. So to get the solution for this level or stage, it's basically that. Okay, so now we're gonna grab these hearts. We're gonna put this goal above this seaweed thing here. Oh shoot. went too far. Okay, basically what we're going to be doing is shooting that goal off through the arrow framer. And we can't actually walk that way too. We're going to block the goal, wait until he comes back. And there we go. It doesn't respawn anywhere, so that gets eliminated. Perfect, we're done. Alright, so now we just have to make our way to the exit. Don't have to worry about that goal because of the block in the roadway. Alright, so our last stage for World 10. Oh, jeez. Yep, this one. There's only really one way to do this. First, we gotta grab those 3 hearts that we can. We gotta leave that heart at the very bottom middle to the end. We have to make the bridge right there. That's the only place where you can put it that will allow you to get back to the other side. So you gotta do it that way. You have to do it that way, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, so now we have another one. Another one of the bridges is actually going to be used to the right of the bottom leftmost Medusa. So in order to get that heart framer. So gotta block this Medusa first. And now what we're gonna be doing, there's the bridge. We can put it there, we can put it in the next spot over if we really wanted to. Either one is fine, actually. Okay, so now what we're gonna be doing is some quick movements here. We're gonna try to move the goal. We're gonna move the goal, shoot the goal, get it next to the water, push that emerald framer next to the water, and push the emerald framer off of the water, from the water. So just like this. Yes, it's very fast. You gotta do it quickly. Okay, now we have it blocked off. And now we have to do that one more time. Once again, the same exact thing. Hopefully I don't screw this up. You do have some extra shots here if you really need the extra shots. I think you have 2 extra. If you can do this quickly, that would be so great. Oh no. No. Oh, well, it's okay. Like I said, you have 2 extra shots for each one of those times. Now grab this. Alright, we have one more heart framer down at the very bottom middle. We have to get back to the other side though before we can actually do anything. So yeah, so now we're gonna cross over to the other side and grab that last heart framer. That's kind of glowing. It's supposed to be glowing. But for some reason it doesn't. I don't know what goes on. I guess it doesn't. The frames is not matching up, so you always see the same frame over and over and over again. And here is that one problem. Here's another level with that same problem, where if you stand next to the water, the bridge activates instead of the shot. So make sure that if you're gonna shoot something, do not sit next to the water like I usually do. We can get this out of the way, and there we go. Alright, so now we're on the boss now. For the most part, this is a very simple boss. You can actually get above him. You can get above goal on this shot here. Or you can get to the side of him and try to, attack him. But you can always play it safe and just stand in the middle and just keep shooting. And make sure to shoot the fire that comes out in the middle. And as long as you do that, you'll be fine. Alright, so it's going to take some more time. This is going to be a long one though, because, well, since I'm not doing the faster route, which is to get up in his face and shoot him, since I'm not going to do that, I'm just going to do this slowly and carefully and make sure not to die. Actually, you don't have to shoot when he's not in the way. You'll probably wear out your thumbs. I feel like I'm wearing out my thumbs, just pressing the button so much. Takes a couple of shots to knock out those fireballs, so be really careful about that. There we go, okay. Bye-bye. Alright, so goal is done. Level 10 is done. It only took about 9 minutes to complete all the stages. So now the castle moves down, and now we're going to move on to level 11. Which is, I believe... Yep. It's Medusa time. Medusa is the main boss in level 11. And we also get an introduction to these green-headed guys. They only appear in the ocean stages, and basically what they do is they push Mario. They push Lolo in the direction. In their direction. So if they're pointing left, if Lolo's to the left of them, then they will push you. They will push you towards them. They'll suck you in their direction. So this one's pointing right, so it'll suck Lolo right. It only works if Lolo's right in that same direction as them and not blocked by, you know, obviously like a body or a body of an enemy or an emerald framer or something else, you know, or a rock or a wall or something like that. So for the most part, this stage is not that difficult. You do have to watch out for the placement of the goal, and you have to make sure that you block out some of these other pain in the necks. Yeah, watch out for that guy too. Yeah, I hate these Moby guys. They're called Mobies. Alright, so this stage actually is not that bad either. First we're gonna get that. Now we're gonna grab all these shots first. I think we're gonna be okay. And now what we have to do is get over to where the Mobies are, which is gonna be fun. We could grab this heart if we really want to. I think I will. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, I believe the one I shoot is the one to the going left. There's a couple stages though we're gonna have to be really careful with these Mobies, because if you point them in the wrong direction or if you don't do it carefully or correctly, then you're gonna be dead. They will try to suck you towards a Medusa or a Medusa or, you know, something that's gonna actually kill you. So be very careful about that. Make sure you don't let them go too far with you. So, alright, so as far as I can tell, the thing that I need to do is block the Medusa, which is way down at the bottom. But I think I'm gonna have to use the left pointing Moby, because, well, anytime you get in their way, they will suck you. They will be able to suck you faster than you will be able to move away from them. So it's gonna take at least a half a space, and I don't want to try to chance it there. Jeez, stupid Moby. Okay, so now that I've gotten that all taken care of, now let's move on and get that treasure box and get out of here. Get this thing. The next stage is a little bit more painful, though. Yeah. Be really careful. The Medusa actually is not that much of a pain in this stage. All you have to... The Mobies are more irritating. Yep. They keep making that stupid, annoying sound. The key thing, though, about this stage is make sure that you grab this heart below the right Medusa first before you do anything else. Mainly because that's the only thing that really gives you shots in order to shoot, and gives you enough shots to actually shoot these Mobies and stuff. So, okay, I think we're almost there now. Just gotta block off this Medusa. Be really careful, like I said. Oh, Moby, 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 stop it! Stop it! Okay, yeah, point here. And oh, that's another thing too about the Mobies. They can only one can suck you at a time, and usually the one, if there's two of them pointing at towards you at the same time, the one that's closer is the one that gets the suction, because obviously it makes sense, because then that way they, you know, it takes a less effort to actually make it all the way versus something that has to go a farther distance, you know. So, alright, so this stage we have 4 Medusas in this. The Medusas, actually, I have to say, are not very difficult enemies to deal with, for the most part. We need to block this Medusa on the bottom right corner. We need to block him on the top, and just like this diagonal, make a 3 diagonal here. Leave that emerald framer for last. For the last heart framer next to this Medusa in the middle. Okay, so for this skull now, we're going to have to do something really fast. We're going to put it right next to that heart framer to the right of the middle Medusa. We're going to go across the water, and then we're going to shoot the skull off. The skull off. Sorry, skull. We're going to wait for it to respawn, and then we're going to put it up below the top right Medusa. So push this all the way over here, and we're good now. Now we can go grab that heart at the very bottom middle. You know, be really careful. Make sure not to forget that Medusa's there, because it will kill you. And for the most part, like I said, level 11 is not really that difficult. There's a couple stages in, oh, this one. There's a couple of tricky, interesting things that happen in this, in particular in this stage. You know, be very careful with this Moby. There may be only one, there is only one in this stage, but it is kind of a pain to deal with. It's best though to leave it like this, have a diagonal, have it half spaced in between the two Medusas at the very top right. And we're going to leave the one on the far right for last. Mainly because that's the one that's typically, that one has nothing in it. So the one that we need is the one on the bottom. Between the two Medusas. So, oh, you know what? I think I forgot something. Yeah, I forgot to get the one over here. But yeah, there's a couple of points where you have to be really careful. You got to pay attention to this, and you got to pay attention to the arrows too that happen. You stupid Moby. I hate those damn things. They're gonna get worse though. As it goes on, it's gonna get worse. Okay, so now we have the double shot. What we need to do is get rid of Moby here, and we're gonna use this emerald framer that's right next to the treasure box that can be still used. And we're going to shoot, and we're going to put it between those two Medusas. Now, this is an interesting trick that you can use. I think I've talked about in Adventures of Lolo 2 when I was talking about the pro stages. You can use a half-spaced item. You can shoot a half-spaced item as long as there's nothing fully blocking anything. In that case, there was no seaweed or arrows, or there was no seaweed, enemies, or blocks to really get in the way. And then make sure to not just go straight forward right with that Moby, because then you won't be able to get the treasure box. Okay, so now here comes the boss. We have the Medusa, obviously. Basically what it does is it shoots up, then right, then down, then left, and then it shoots all four directions at the same time. Then it reappears somewhere else. Disappears and reappears somewhere else. Pretty easy boss for the most part. Doesn't really do anything else other than that. As long as you follow that pattern, and just make sure that it doesn't respawn on top of you, you'll be fine. This boss is it's not that hard, actually. Not with respect to, you know, what comes up in level 12, which by now you probably can tell what it's probably going to be, which is Dawn Medusa. So, because we haven't seen a Dawn Medusa thing yet. And there she goes. Bye-bye. And she explodes too, because you can't really shoot Medusa in the normal game, so. Alright, so level 11 is completed now, and now we're going to move on to the final stage. The final stage of these pyramid stages. And we have Dawn Medusa Central, which, oh great. First stage is actually kind of interesting, to be honest. A lot of Dawn Medusas in one stage. Be very careful you don't get shot by the Dawn Medusa at the top, the one that's going left to right in the middle, and the one that's going up and down. Let's block this guy first. We're going to need all of the emerald framers. We're going to need one to block this Dawn Medusa going up and down in the middle. You don't have to worry about the one on the far right until later on, so don't worry about him, or him hitting you, or anything like that, so you should be fine now. So now, I'm just going to take it slow, because I always hate these Dawn Medusas. It can always hurt you in so many stupid ways. I really hate Dawn Medusa. Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to block Dawn Medusa at the very top, going left to right. We're going to block that on the far right, so that way it doesn't get in the way of the treasure box. Okay, so now we're going to do an interesting maneuver here with the snaky. We're going to block in Dawn Medusa next to the rocks, right here. Grab all the hearts, come right back, and shoot off the snaky, and then hide behind it. So, okay, go. Okay, good. We're not going to actually be blocking this Dawn Medusa. We're going to need Snaky to move the emerald framer. And we're also going to need Snaky to grab the heart. And there is an extra shot in this stage too. Especially if you go after this emerald framer first. So use this emerald framer to block the Dawn Medusa on the far left. And now we're going to wait behind it again one more time. And then we're going to block that other heart frame, that Dawn Medusa at the very top right. So, for the most part, like I said, it's not that difficult. Alright, good. Level 12-1 done. I think this will be the last one for today. 12-2, and this one actually is not that difficult. There is another interesting trick in here. Be very careful with the Medusa on the far right. The ones on the far left, you can't really hit you at this point. Make sure to leave the heart next to the treasure box last, because that's gonna make it way easier this stage. Okay, let's block out this Medusa. Now he can't even get out, and that skull can't get out too. Alright, so now we're gonna have to worry about these dum-dums over there on the other left side. First we're gonna block the bottom one first. That one is not gonna be the hard one. That's actually, the harder one is actually the top one. Oh shoot, I messed up. Oh great! Come on! You can, like I said, be really careful with that Medusa. Make sure it doesn't shoot you. I hate this stupid idiot. He can shoot you on the bridge, so be really careful. I typically use the skull on the very bottom because it makes it a little bit easier and you're a little bit closer to the Medusa if you're on the top or middle skulls. So, okay, this guy is the easy one. Now the hard part is moving this over one, and we have to block out Medusa on the right side first. If you try to do it on the left side, it won't quite work. I don't think it will, because then Medusa will be in your pathway while you're going towards the treasure box. So you kind of want to keep him on the right side when you're finished. So that's why we go for the rightmost heart first. And now that they're all out of our way, we can grab our hearts and we grab the treasure box and we'll be done. Alright, so we're gonna stop here at 12:30. This is actually a hard stage. We'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Take care, bye.